and welcome to the Pen Friends Podcast. I'm Becca.
And my name is Caitlin. And this is episode...
6?
Well, technically 6. We recorded last week,
yeah.
but... well, that was kind of a fail, so we...
Episode 5?
Yeah, so this will be episode 5. 5, yeah. So welcome back, because this is the official relaunch of the Pen Friends Podcast. Hopefully, this is going to get to a lot of people who like our voices, and, so welcome back to the season premiere.
Season 2?
Yeah. I was saying welcome back to all the millions of people who are going to be listening to this, hypothetically. So, yeah, we were gone for the summer, and I was working, and see, the problem is that we talked all about this last week, but no one listened.
It's okay.
It's a lost episode. But we took a little break just because of how busy I was over the summer, but we're committed to going back to our weekly schedule of doing the podcast, so I'm pretty excited.
I'm really excited.
Yeah, because I miss talking to you. I mean, we talked over the summer, obviously, like, texted, but I don't think we ever phone called or Skyped or anything like that.
No, I don't really talk on the phone.
Yeah, so we talked, we just never, not the face-to-face kind of thing. So, we're trying out some new formatting and topics. We have a shared note now, so we just keep putting in random rambling things of like what's been going on with our week. So yesterday, in particular, I wrote down that my mom said she could get behind K-pop, and that was
so.
It was a pretty interesting conversation. Well, I was just playing it in the studio on shuffle, just my playlist, and Block B came up, and what song was it? Oh, it was Jackpot. And I'm saying this.
Oh, yeah.
Everyone should listen to Jackpot
one.
by Black B. The music video is really great with the creepy clowns and the circus and stuff. Mm-hmm. But she stopped talking to me to listen to it. And she's like, "Is this K-pop?" And I was like, "Yeah." She's like, "This sounds eerily similar to an MC Hammer song." And so we looked it up, and it's MC Hammer's song that he did for the Addams Family movie. And the way, how do I want to say this? The way that Zico's part is in the beginning and the way that MC Hammer sings that song, like the verses, is very similar. It's slightly different, and then of course, like, the K-pop goes like completely off the rails, like with the chorus and stuff like that, but the rap part is like very similar to how MC Hammer does the Addams Family song, and so that just was really interesting to me. Because in particular, people will draw a lot of people will draw similarities between African American artists and K-pop, and how K-pop can be inspired by that. And so I just thought that was really cool. Like, if my mom wasn't in the room, I never would have known that those two songs sounded really similar. So that was just really cool.
Yeah, that is really interesting. Did you happen to look up if they were at all inspired by that? Can you find anything about that?
I have yet to do that, because I've been busy, and then I was gone these last 2 days. So if I come up with anything, and like, because I know Zico, when he composes, people draw a lot of similarities between him and like Andre 3000. That similarity has been been given out before. Wow, I can't speak. So I'll have to see if MC Hammer is on that list of influences for him, if people have seen that before, because that was just I'll send you the link because it sounded exactly the same. So
yeah, I would be really interested in looking deeper into that. And I've never seen what movie?
MC Hammer's The Addams Family song.
I've never seen The Addams Family.
Oh, okay.
So.
Yeah, it's like a music video he did. The song isn't in the actual movie. It was like promotional, I guess. But it was weird. I don't know. Like, there were clips from the movie there. He just sang about the Addams Family. It was just really... Anyway, I'll send you the link to it, and then you play Jackpot right next to it, and it sounds exactly the same.
Yeah, I will. Is it like the type of thing, like, if you listen to Pink Floyd's Dark Side of the Moon, it syncs up perfectly with the Wizard of Oz, because I am there for that.
No, but I really wish
I've done that.
I have too. Yeah, I did that in high school. I wish that that existed more somehow. Like who did that? Like who discovered that Pink Floyd?
Someone who is on drugs,
Yeah, something
probably.
like that. I really like what K-pop album matches up with like The Great Gatsby. That's really what that's what I want. I don't know. I don't know, Becca.
That's that's really random.
Yeah, well, it was Pink Floyd and Wizard of Oz, but whatever. Um, but yeah, no,
Two
then
of my favorite things.
and
So.
then my playlist kept playing and she was like, "I think I could get behind this." And I was like, "What?" She's like, "I kind of like this song." And I was like, "Okay," but I know she would like the music videos because that's really what draws people
Hmm.
in is like the visuals and stuff like that. So,
Yeah.
but yeah,
Well,
she liked
I
some of the
like the
songs.
song.
Yeah,
The music videos are
I enjoy
cool,
them.
but I've never been like really into music videos.
Yeah,
But if a song is rocking, then yeah.
yeah.
And so that's what draws me. Like I like a lot of the more hip hoppy K-pop songs because I like the beat.
Ooh, I should send you one, a new
Or sick
song.
beat. Yes,
Yeah.
please. But that reminds me, Josh and I were at the mall yesterday because I got paid.
Mhm.
So we went to Old Navy and I didn't like I spent quite a lot at Old Navy, but I didn't get that many items. Old
Mhm.
Navy's just expensive. But I got enough to where when I was checking out, the lady was like, "Did you get a new job?" And I was like, I said, "No." But I think I said it like that too, because I was just like, okay. And then after a couple minutes, I was like, well, not a new job, but I guess I am buying it for work. And she was like, yeah, you got a lot of really dressy things. And I'm like, I didn't think that it was.
Who are
I
you
got
to
some pixie pants, if you're familiar with Old Navy fashion.
not
Um,
really. I don't shop there a lot.
yeah, it's like I've talked to you about it before, but they're my favorite pants I've
Mhm.
ever worn. And they come in a variety of different colors, and they are more like um, business casual
Mhm.
looking pants. So I get them for work, obviously, but I love the way that they fit, and I like they're supposed to be more cropped, like fall at ankle length, so they're a little too long on me, but they still look pretty good. If anything, because they're longer, they look more casual, and the people I work with don't dress business casual. I mean, they
Right,
do, but
yeah.
they don't
Mhm.
because we're preschool teachers. So Josh always wants me to get like blazers and stuff, and I'm like,
You don't
I
need that
would
for
have
work.
not, like, yeah, I would not have any occasion to wear that for. But he like wants to see me wear that super businessy things so that I stand out at work, and I'm like, I don't need to do that. But anyway, so we were at Old Navy, and then we went upstairs in the mall. I don't know why, because we were parked downstairs. But then we were walking around, and we saw this store that was new, and it's the Oriental Exchange, and I was like, what the hell is that?
Ooh.
So we went in, and it's all of this like I don't know if it's like Korean or Japanese. I think it's like Oriental, which is,
Yeah.
yeah, you know. So I'm like, oh, okay, because it's like a bunch of anime stuff and Hello Kitty and just like really kawaii,
Mhm.
cute things. And I got a tote bag there, but there was some K-pop stuff, and I
Oh
knocked the
my
display case over
God.
because I freaked out because I was walking past it and then I had to do a double take because I'm like, I know that person. And I was like looking, and then sure enough, like right next to it in the case was like something for Big Bang.
Oh yeah.
So I'm like, oh yeah, I know that.
Yeah. Oh God. Those are some of my favorite videos we ever filmed. But besides Big Bang, did you recognize any
No,
of
I
the
don't know
others?
their names.
Yeah.
I just
You
recognize.
just recognize their faces. Yeah.
But it was the thing, because when you got the album, you got the like pictures
Yeah, I got a
and
photo card and
yeah,
a poster and
this
stuff.
was like the size of a deck of cards, but we were trying to figure out what exactly it was. but I guess it's like promotional pictures and I don't know.
Huh.
Weird. I forgot. Maybe Josh would remember, but I was like, I almost bought it for you. And it
Oh.
was the only two K-pop things in the store, and I'm like, that is the strangest thing.
Yeah, that is. Because, like,
Yeah.
it's so. The reason why I don't buy albums is one, because um, I have no way to, like, actually put an album into my computer and I drive my
Mhm.
car, but, like, I plug in my phone. So I have Apple Music, and that's been really good to get K pop to listen to off of off of my phone for however much a month my dad pays. And, but also it's stupid expensive to get them over here, with
Yeah.
shipping and
The
stuff.
shipping.
Yeah, so I don't really order a lot of albums, but um, listening to it on Apple Music contributes to something like numbers. They know I'm listening to it, if that makes sense. You know what I mean? Like, because those numbers
Yeah.
help them with the charts and stuff, and getting the awards they do on the music shows. So
Mhm.
anyway, but yeah, no, that's really cool. Like, it just was like those two random things, because I'll go into
Yeah.
trading stores like that and they have a bunch of anime stuff, but I never see K-pop stuff in, which surprises me because
That
it's
was
so
the
big.
only two things, and I was like, what the heck?
That's so weird.
Yeah. I didn't recognize, like, I'm not big into anime, so all the other stuff, like, sure, they had Sailor Moon stuff, and
Mhm.
they had, what else was they have? They had Legend of Zelda stuff, and
Yeah, yeah.
they didn't really have, like, much Pokemon. They had, like, Totoro,
Mhm.
and who's the director for that?
Hayao Miyazaki, like Studio Ghibli.
Yeah, they
Yeah.
had more stuff, like, they might have had some Spirited Away stuff, I'm sure, and all of that. But as far as like the large majority of it was anime, and I'm not into it, so I
Yeah.
didn't recognize anything. So I just happened to be walking by, and I was like, wait a minute, I recognize that person.
Yeah. Oh, that's so fun. No, I definitely want to come visit you just to go into that store, because like I watch a few things, but do they have a lot of candy there, like Japanese candy or Korean candy there?
Yeah, they were stocking the candy, so it looked like from the way they were stocking things, it looked like they had literally just opened, but the lady was like, "We've been open since September 1st," and me and Josh were like, "Oh." But so I don't know if it's just like, how sometimes in malls there will be just like pop-up stores for
Yeah.
a little bit and then they go away. There was like a Forever 21 outlet that popped up at the end of, I don't know, the season or something last year,
Mhm.
and it was like $10 and under,
Oh,
and it
wow.
was just like all of their stuff they were getting rid of, and we went there and we're looking around, then the next time we went back, like, with money to spend, it was gone. So
Oh.
we were like, what the heck? So I don't know how long this store will be here, but they also had some like questionable things in there, like Too Faced palettes and makeup for like Too Faced makeup
What?
brand for very low price.
Huh.
So
Must have
yeah,
just been like overstock or something like that. That can't be
I
right.
don't know.
That's so
It was
weird.
really, it was very strange.
Yeah.
It was,
Like,
yeah.
huh, that's so weird. I went to the mall today too with Bree. It feels like all we do is go to the mall, because every time we talk, we are either going to the mall or coming from the mall. Because I think last week I was going with
That is
Jeremy.
all I do.
Yeah. But I was with uh my old roommate Brianna today, and there was a pop-up American Girl American Girl doll store at the mall.
Oh my
Yeah, no,
God.
we didn't go in, but like they said,
I
like,
would have went.
yeah. Well, they don't sell, like, they don't, my favorite doll, they don't sell anymore. They don't sell Samantha anymore. I'm pretty sure.
Yeah, Molly is like in the vault,
Yeah.
discontinued now, so I'm keeping mine in very, very good condition with all of the original clothing
Oh, shit,
for
girl.
the
You
future.
should see how much those are going for, because
Yeah, and I
collectors.
have like the original bedroom set and everything.
Oh,
Yeah.
nice. Oh my gosh.
Mhm.
Yeah, no, I always had like the knockoff doll from
Oh
Target.
yeah,
I just had two
yeah,
of those, and I was fine. I named her Samantha though,
yeah.
because my mom was like, "Are you sure?" And I was like, "Yeah." Um, My sister, anytime she got any stuffed animal, like we walked by the Build-A-Bear and we were looking at the Halloween Build-A-Bears too.
Mm-hmm.
And I remember my sister named her Build-A-Bear Lauren. Like when she was younger, she named her things Lauren. Like if she got a stuffed animal or she had a little pet shop that was a horse that was named Lauren. And we all tried to convince her not to get her Build-A-Bear named after her, but whatever. It's she was like 2. I don't know how old she was, but she was young.
Yeah.
That's the only name she'll remember when you're that young.
Right.
Is your own name.
That's really funny because I found out today, well, we just got Hulu this morning because Boy Meets World, the entire series of Boy Meets World is on Hulu. That is my favorite show of all time. And you need to freaking watch it now.
Okay, no, so here's the thing. I would wake up, my freshman year, I would wake up and watch Boy Meets World before I go to class. And so, yes, I will, because I've never seen it all the way through, but I would watch good chunks of it. Like, yeah, because they would air the episodes in order every morning, and so I just watch a few and then go to class. So yeah, no, I definitely want to, because I started watching Saved by the Bell, and that is so so funny. But like, yeah, no, I definitely will. I'll add that to my list because I need stuff to listen to while I sew and watch while I sew.
Yeah, I have it on in the background right now. It's on mute, but I have the captions on, so I'm watching it.
So I'm not that important.
The little sister, Morgan, has like these dolls, and it was in 2 consecutive episodes with 2 different dolls, and they were both named Debbie, but no one in the show is named Debbie. So I turned to Josh and I was like, who is Debbie, and what is this impact that she's having on Morgan's life?
Yeah, basically.
That she's naming all of her dolls Debbie. So that's what that made me think of.
Deborah sounds like the name of the PTO mom that no one likes. Like, I'm sorry to all the Deborahs out there, but like, God, oh God.
Debbie.
Oh God, Deborah's coming. Like, God, she thinks that those cookies are good, but we all know they're store-bought. Deborah, like, sorry. Oh, I'm being so mean.
That's funny.
Oh man, but yeah, so we've been doing all right. I think we both went to the mall today, so I think we're doing pretty okay. But the good chunk of this episode is going to be dedicated talking about YouTube, and specifically how our taste in YouTubers has changed over time. Because I definitely have seen a change in what I watch. I haven't unsubscribed to any of these people that I used to watch.
Nope, me
actually,
I just don't watch them.
One of them I did because he was involved in like huge scandals, and I just didn't want to see Nariman, Alex Day. He was British, and like a whole bunch of girls came forward with like the harassment stuff,
I remember
and so.
That.
Yeah,
I used to watch Colleen Ballinger, and after I still stayed subscribed to her after her and Josh announced that they were getting a divorce, but lately, I don't know if they're doing it anymore because I don't really watch either of their stuff, but I know Joshua took a break for a while, and then he came back, and he's just not handling it as well as Colleen is, and they've been like catty towards each other.
Oh yeah.
Kind of like aggressively catty. So I've chosen not to really watch either of their content because I understand where he's coming from, and then she just chooses like, I don't know, she's not handling it well. Like for instance, she did this video, this story time, about like a time that she had a pregnancy scare, and she was like, and I already knew part of the story because it was when I used to watch her channel, but basically when she was on tour, like last year, a couple years ago or something, I don't remember when exactly, for Miranda Camp, she got really, really sick during one of the shows and had to leave the stage. And then she like passed out backstage. and thankfully her family was there that night, so they had to like take over the show basically. But what she so that's like the background of the story. So she was still married, she was still like everything at this time. And basically her mom had said that when she was pregnant with Colleen, she got really, really sick. Like that. Like, is there a possibility that you're pregnant? But when Colleen was telling the story, she was like, yeah, I was in a pretty serious relationship at the time.
Oh, so she's
And I
not
was
even like
like,
mentioning his name.
wow, you were married. You were married.
Yeah, that's pretty serious, I would say. Like,
So I was like, that was the final straw
yeah, see, like
for
that
me.
just turns me off. Like, I never watched.
And then, of course, like Joshua responded on Twitter and was like, yeah, pretty serious relationship.
Jesus.
Like, what the hell? So
Yeah.
I just chose, and I used to watch her sister too, Rachel, and it just seems like, I was thinking about it today, and most of the people that I used to watch pretty heavily, but now have kind of stopped watching for whatever reason, is because their content caters to younger audiences.
Yeah, I honestly think we're
And
just growing up. Or,
yeah,
um, I don't know, like, because I used to watch Grace Helbig a lot, and I think something changed in her content when she kind of broke out of YouTube and she wrote her books and she had a show on TV for a while. I forgot what channel it was on, but she had her talk show, didn't she? For like a hot minute. It
she
got
had a talk
canceled.
show on E.
Yeah, she had that for a while. So it's like, I feel like now her stuff I just don't enjoy. And maybe it's because she's trying to cater to a younger audience, but um I used to watch a bunch of that crowd of like Hannah Hart and Mamrie Hart and stuff like that. But Mamrie doesn't make a lot of
And
content anymore.
yeah, I was gonna say that's another thing too, is like they just don't make as much content because they're focusing on other things. So like I noticed that when Hannah was real wrapped up in her awesome Food Network show,
Yeah, yeah.
which is really cool. We've
Hmm.
been watching it. The videos that she would upload would be like, I remember there was one episode where she uploaded like a fajita recipe or something, but then that night they were talking about like Southwestern food. So
Oh,
I'm like,
okay.
okay, this is like promoing your episode, and it was very Tyler Oakley-esque because Tyler tends to do that,
Oh,
where
yeah.
like he doesn't just like upload content to be a YouTuber, it's for an ulterior motive.
Well, I guess I wouldn't say ulterior motive. I guess I would just say like, I mean, it's promotion for the stuff that's actually making him money. You know what I mean? Because
Yeah,
like YouTube isn't I mean, YouTube is making some people money, but not anymore, like with all the advertisers
no.
pulling out and stuff like that. I think the only person, and this is debatable, who was making real money off of YouTube was PewDiePie. And now that advertisers are pulling out from his stuff, I don't know if that's going to be a thing anymore. And like, Tyler Oakley and Hannah Hart, they're making their money off of their books and their tours and their merchandise and the TV show that she just did, like those people are making money off of there, and
Mhm.
YouTube was just the starting point, which I completely understand.
Yeah.
I mean, like, one of the channels I watch religiously is Game Grumps, and people were kind of upset at the fact that they were making content for YouTube Red, like, oh, you just sold out, like, you're putting us behind a paywall, but like, their regular content is not the YouTube Red show. The regular content is the 2 or 3 videos they put up every single day. And once a week occasionally they put out this special thing. And so
Yeah.
they're making some money off of that, but I mean, hell, they're doing the
Their
tours.
their main source of income is putting up all these videos. Like
Yeah.
that's their business. They've grown their business and their brand over the course of however many years. So,
5. They just hit 5 years.
yeah.
But the fact that they were able to do a YouTube Red show is really cool because it's
Yeah.
showing that they are big enough and funny enough to do that. And yeah, it's behind a paywall. I haven't watched it yet. Season 1 just came out and finished, and so I think I'm gonna do like the trial of doing that and then watch the rest of the season. So we'll talk about that and see how it goes because I wasn't really impressed with the first episode that I saw, but like
Yeah,
pilot episodes are always kind of iffy. Like the writers are really particular with their humor, so I hope that the show grows. But I actually haven't seen anything about what people have thought of the show or not.
Me
But
either.
yeah,
I
so
haven't really looked into it that much.
yeah, just because I haven't watched it, I don't want to spoil anything, I guess. But yeah, no,
Yeah.
most of the people I watch nowadays are gamers because I'll watch Game Grumps and then I'll go to the Super Mega, who are their editors, and they upload at least once a day. And then I'll go to Oni Plays, who are their friends. And so I just watch those 3 channels really religiously because they're entertaining and they're funny, and it's just 10 minutes of like humor and it makes me laugh. Like their
Yeah.
videos genuinely make me laugh because of the stupid shit that they say. And it's not scripted and it's not, heavily edited. So I get a more genuine feeling out of watching Let's Plays than I do other people who edit their videos. You know what I mean?
Interesting.
Like
Yeah.
it's not that it's not that it's not genuine. Like, because I guess it's because I know you in real life that I see a genuine thing in you, but you're not doing it to specifically
I don't over edit. Like,
Right,
I don't
yeah.
edit. I used to but I don't really anymore. And I don't think that when I was, like, actually, I don't want to say that I don't put an effort, but really all of my editing consists of is, like, cutting out when I start my video, cutting out the end, and then when I inevitably mess up 15 billion times, I
Right.
cut all that out. But I'm not like putting stuff on the screen. Since I've been using Adobe Premiere, which I use now, and it's awesome. I don't put music in because I haven't taught myself how to do that yet. I'm sure
Yeah.
it's relatively simple, but I haven't done it yet.
Mm-hmm.
And just like everything like that, whereas when I was using iMovie and it was a more simpler program, I would spend a long time putting in different, effects, sound effects, music, everything, because I thought it was funny. And it's not that I don't think that it's funny and I don't enjoy doing it. I'm just like, I don't feel the need to do it.
Yeah.
So I definitely see, like, it doesn't add to my video. And I don't think that it takes away either, but it's the same for, like, when I'm watching videos. Like, I don't think stuff like that really adds to it. Unless, like, sometimes on Game Grumps, they'll say, added such and such, and that's funny. But they don't do
Yeah.
it nearly as much as they used to.
Yeah, and I think, well, I mean, because they had one editor, when Barry was their main editor, it was kind of killing Barry because he was the only person doing it. And now that they have Matt and Ryan, Matt and Ryan do their own show as well, so, they do their own funny thing when they do Game Grumps and they do their own funny editing. They really don't heavily edit and do weird stuff like that on their own channel as well. I don't know if you watch them. Do you watch Super Mega?
No, I
They're
don't.
they're entertaining. They're just they're like 20-year-old. No, they're both 21 now, but they're just like kids basically. It's just this kind of funny. And I say kids, they're 2 years younger than me, so it's like they're.
I don't even really watch Game Grumps that much anymore either, just because I'm not interested in the games that they're playing.
Yeah,
So
yeah,
a lot of a lot of that stuff has been happening
Sorry, now we're talking over
recently
each other.
too. No, you're fine.
Um,
Because I don't know. I just can't. I don't know. I'm not interested in it, so I don't really want to watch 70 episodes of this and that, unless like I'm doing something around the house and I'm not watching something on TV then I'll find a super long playlist of
Yeah.
a playthrough and I'll put that on. But that's what I'm finding too is like I've been listening to a lot of podcasts, and as I've gotten older, the people that like I'm watching Philip DeFranco now
Mhm.
more regularly
Mhm.
than I would have when I first started watching YouTube, which was in college. The first thing that I ever started watching on YouTube was Jenna Marbles. And
Yeah.
I will say that I still watch Jenna Marbles videos every week, and I watch their podcast too, but I don't really watch Julian's content that
Mhm.
much anymore. So that's interesting. And yeah, and I watch like a lot of beauty people too. Like I
Oh
watch
yeah.
Jeffree Star and Manny MUA and Laura Lee, but those are really the only like beauty people I watch, and I wouldn't have watched them when I first started watching YouTube either. So that's really interesting as well.
Yeah, as I grew older, I really liked watching people work with makeup because it is an art in itself and the art of the face, I guess. Because I specifically follow like really aesthetically pleasing, and I say aesthetically pleasing, it's my aesthetic of like YouTubers, and they do clothing hauls and like makeup hauls and makeup tutorials and stuff. But a few people I watch are people who live in Korea. And that, of course,
Mm-hmm.
sprouted from the fact that I like listening to K-pop, and I was just exploring about, you know, the YouTube site of, trying to find stuff about Korea, and these YouTubers popped up. I actually couldn't tell you where I first found out about. His name's Edward Avila, and he does makeup, but he lives in Korea, and so he does a lot of lifestyle stuff and like about living there, and like um, a lot of makeup stuff. He'll do K-pop inspired makeup, but that's not the bulk of his channel. Isn't K-pop? It's interesting to see someone's life over there, in a country I'd like to visit one day. So, you know,
Yeah,
I find myself,
yeah,
and so then I watch his friends, the people who also make beauty videos, and they specifically talk about Korean skincare and makeup and stuff like that. And it's just different, and it's interesting to me. So, but I watch a lot of American
yeah.
artists too. But one of my favorite YouTubers doesn't even do YouTube anymore. I fully listen to her podcast, and it's one of my favorite podcasts. She does it with her boyfriend. But she was talking about how she was making more money on the podcast than she was doing on YouTube now. And um, mentally, it just was a really draining process for her. And so she stopped doing it. And it kind of bugs me because she'll explain or talk about it on the podcast, but then like a few weeks later, some people will be like, they do a question section on their podcast, and so she will get questions like, "Will you ever return to YouTube?" And she's like, "Probably not," like because it kind of
Oh,
did her
when
in
people hate
mentally.
like acting about it.
Yeah, and it's just, I'm like, come on, guys. Like, she has a half an hour video. It's the very last video she ever posted, explaining everything about why she stopped making videos. And it basically was for her mental health. And so, yeah, but her earlier content, she did beauty videos and stuff like that. And so I really liked her as a YouTuber, but I love her even more as a podcaster because her and her boyfriend are just hilarious.
Mhm.
So yeah, it's kind of interesting because a lot of people on YouTube also do podcasting. Like Grace Helbig has her podcast, and I think Shane Dawson has a podcast. Tyler Oakley has his podcast. Trying to make as much content as
Yeah, that
possible.
is
Yeah.
like really interesting that like podcasts are the way to go because actually I don't really watch like the videos on like H3 Productions, but I've been listening to the H3 podcast and I'll
Yeah.
watch videos specifically with just like Ethan and Ela on
Mhm.
the other channel because I like the dynamic between just the two of them. But yeah, I think it's really interesting because I would much rather put on like they live stream to raise money for the hurricane victims, and it was like a 5.5 hour like live stream, because they live stream their podcasts through Twitch. So
Yeah.
that is like, yeah, that's really cool too. So I put it on like, because I had heard about them actually through Philip DeFranco, who was talking about their fair use case that they just won, which is awesome.
Yeah.
Congratulations to them. And then I didn't realize, because I had just like discovered the channel and they were so big, that I'm like, oh, these guys must have been around for a while, but they've only been around for 3 years.
Mm-hmm.
And the majority of the time that they have been on YouTube, they've been fighting this fair use case, because they've been fighting it for 2 years.
Yeah, seeing that process. I've watched those videos. Oh God, I think it was a while ago. So don't ask me about details about the case because I watched those a while ago.
No,
But
it happened so long ago that like I'm noticing that the videos that I'm watching, it's like they're all at least a year old. So I'm like, I'm really late to the game, but
yeah, yeah. But no, that's really good that they won that, or um, really cool that they did,
mm,
because I don't think anyone was expecting them to do that. But I watched some of their videos, but Jeremy really likes their channel, and so if I'm with Jeremy, we'll watch those videos more often than not. But that's how Jeremy does his podcast. That they'll stream through Twitch, and they get a decent amount of people viewing that. That when they stream through YouTube or Twitch, different shows on the network do it through different mediums. They all do it differently, however they want. So,
yeah.
but I like live streaming. I wanted to do that because I now have one of Jeremy's letting me borrow this computer that has the ability to do that, and so
Mm.
I don't know. I'll let you guys know if I start streaming. I don't know what I would stream, but I would like to
I
do
really
that.
want to stream just playing The Sims, because that's the only game that I
Yeah, people do
play.
that. Yeah.
Yeah. And I've been watching like a lot of Simmers on YouTube too. But like I'll watch their builds. I don't really watch their gameplay because I don't know, that's weird to me, but I'll watch their builds.
Yeah.
And then while they're building, they just are like stream of consciously
Talking.
talking.
Yeah.
So I'm like, okay, I'm learning about these random freaking people while I'm watching them build a sim house. That's interesting,
Do
I
you
guess.
did you come across the
But
English Simmer? Have you watched her
no.
videos at all?
Well, yeah, but I haven't watched.
Yeah.
Yeah, I've seen them pop up, but I haven't watched them.
Yeah, sometimes I'll watch like them build their Sims while they're explaining the rules of a challenge because I've been into
Oh,
doing
yeah.
Sims challenges recently, but they kind of are failing because I just want to cheat and you're not supposed to cheat during the challenge, and so I'm just like um I always fail at doing the challenges. But yeah, we should dedicate an entire episode to talking about the Sims because the two of
Yes,
us
I
could
would like
talk
to.
about the
Yeah.
Sims. Um
Mhm.
yeah, it's just really interesting because some people I'll go back and like I'll think about like the Vlog Brothers and how I was so into watching Vlog Brothers and John Green and stuff, but they're not I mean, it's arguable if they're tailoring to a certain kind of audience, but I'm sure if we were to look at their analytics, they're, especially John, his books are young adult
Yeah.
books. We're sadly
Mhm.
adults now, so it's like I don't even know if I'm interested in reading the new one he just published. I don't know. Are you gonna read
I'm
it?
reading it because it's about OCD. And
Really?
it's like heavily influenced because I don't know if you know, but John struggles with OCD, and even more so lately, it has been a big, big struggle for him. He uploaded like one video talking about it where he was like, yeah, if I didn't edit, it would be like, hello Hank, it's Tuesday. Hello Hank, hello Hank. And it was like 10 takes of him
Really?
saying it. And he's like, good thing is that I have a lot of footage to choose from, but it is really not good right now. And
Really?
so, yep, it's about OCD, so I'm really into that. But the only thing that I find a little strange is that the main character's name is still Hazel. And I'm like, you already wrote a
A book
book
about
about a
Hazel.
Hazel.
Huh.
Yeah. Super side note, like not even having to do with the internet at all. I've been watching the show on TLC called Outdaughtered, and they were the first set of only girl quintuplets in the United States, and one of their daughters' names is Hazel Grace, and I'm really interested to know if she was at all inspired by The Fault in Our Stars, because isn't her
Interesting.
name Hazel Grace Lancaster
Yeah.
or whatever?
Yeah, her
Hazel
full name's
Grace?
Heather Grace. Yeah.
Yeah.
Huh,
So
interesting.
every time they're talking, because they're like a Southern family, so they call their daughters by their first and middle name when they're
Mhm.
talking about them. So they'll always be like Hazel Grace, and I'm like, oh. So that's a side note. Related to John Green, but not entirely.
That's okay. Um yeah, it just I had no like see that's what I miss when I don't watch these videos is that yeah, that video passed right by my sub feed because um
I'll
I don't
find
watch
it. It
those.
was it was quite a while ago when he was first talking about the book, and that's one of the reasons why he was having such a hard time. Like people were saying, this is the longest that he's gone without releasing a book,
Mhm.
and he couldn't.
Yeah.
Like he really couldn't. So it's been interesting, and I have a friend. Shout out to Alyssa if she'll watch this or listen to it rather. But she has gotten to meet him and like present at um like conferences and stuff, and she's like really into it, and she did her like thesis or something. She did like a huge presentation on like OCD in
Oh,
YA literature. And
okay.
so she read like every book that there probably is about OCD in YA, which
Really?
is really interesting. Yeah, so we were talking about that, and so he actually had reached out to her because he was writing about it and was like, "Your topic is really interesting." So, yeah.
That's cool. That like
Mhm.
that now he is writing about something so personal. Um
Yes.
but yeah. Yeah, that's just I know that his brother's writing a book now, that Hank is starting to write a book. And so,
Yeah, I didn't really look into that
yeah.
that much. I because honestly, I don't watch the Vlogbrothers
Yeah, I don't
that
either.
much
It
either
just
because even though I know that I would be getting, a big bang for my buck as far as the amount of information that they fit into 3.5 minutes
yeah,
of
seriously.
content. I find myself looking for longer content so that I can just have it, going in the
Mhm.
background and
Yeah.
not have to be like, okay, 3 minutes and I'm still trying to do my eyeshadow or straighten my hair. I don't have time to think about what I'm want to watch next and scroll through my sub feed.
Right, yeah, it's so interesting how, because in the beginning of YouTube, they were like, you need shorter content, but now people are looking for more content, and I think that's why a lot of YouTubers went to podcasting because they could talk for however long and know that their people, their subscribers, that's who they're called, the people, would actually listen to it because they wanted more content. If you're only uploading once a week or twice a week, then you can afford to talk for an hour to whoever else you want to talk to and know that that's what your audience also wants. So it's interesting to me that
Yeah.
just the whole format of YouTube has changed and it's forever changing now because like um the videos that are being demonetized without creators knowing about it is hurting a lot of smaller YouTubers and they're demonetizing
Yes.
videos and taking off ads of YouTube videos that aren't like uh you know offensive or aren't violating those rules, you know what I
Yeah.
mean? Like
Yeah.
I follow a he's actually a Michigander, he's a voice actor and he'll do videos talking about anime waifus. He rated people's anime waifus off of Twitter and that was demonetized without his knowledge. And it was just such an innocent thing, like just talking about anime characters or unboxing this Asian candy box that he did. And that one got demonetized too. And he talks about this on Twitter all the time about like, why do I have to fight for this content to be released? And that's all. I mean, I think he does other work too, because he's a voice actor, but like, he doesn't have the merchandise. He doesn't have a podcast. He's not getting a TV show on Food Network, So it's like those smaller YouTubers who depend on YouTube money aren't getting it, So it just is so, it's just really interesting to me how that whole culture is changing and how YouTube is behaving and things are not getting fixed and that should be fixed, like videos missing from sub boxes,
Yeah, and it just seems that whenever people are reaching out to YouTube, YouTube is responding with these cookie cutter, robot responses that just really at the end of the day make you think, what, is this a mistake at all? Or is it intentional and now they have to cover their ass?
Right, exactly.
And act like, and instead of coming forward and saying like, no, this is what we're doing now, they are choosing to be cowardly if that's the case and say, oh my gosh, what a big problem, we'll fix it.
Right, yeah.
And then they're not. So I don't know, whatever you want to believe, but I follow this guy. His name is Chase. I've talked about him before. He is transgender, and he makes videos, educational videos, mind you. And he struggled for a while before even all of that. Like, I mean, good luck getting any of his videos monetized now. Like, he's just struggling terribly. But before that was even going on, he was struggling with a random person that he knew had to have the notifications turned on. Like, it was someone who was subscribed to him, followed his Twitter, and he just didn't know, like, who they were. And it was, essentially a hater. Call it whatever you will. But they would, the second he would upload a video, report it.
Yeah.
So he almost had his channel taken down and he was like very upset. So now before his videos, he literally has to say like, this is an educational video. This is not like a pornography video, even though I'm talking about penises and, whatever.
There's so many.
Yeah. So, and that was a big thing too. I don't know if we ever talked about it, and I don't know if it was ever actually resolved, but there was whatever going on where it was written into the algorithm. I don't know if it still is, to block LGBTQ plus A, whatever, content.
Yeah.
This acronym is very long, and I don't use it on the daily, so.
Yeah, no, a lot of them were being taken down. A lot of LGBT plus educational videos were being taken down and banned or demonetized or whatever it was. I remember that being a huge thing, and they were educational videos. They were talking about, coming out stories.
Even if it wasn't having to do, even if it wasn't having to do with genitalia or, whatever, is very trans, centered. More type videos have to do with that because of the transition. It's like medical. But even just, like you were saying, like coming out videos, anything. You couldn't even put like LGBT in your tags, in your title, in anything, or it would be flagged.
Yeah, I remember that being a huge. I remember that.
That's really scary. And there is actually, I don't know if you know, but I was just watching Philip DeFranco actually talk about this. But there's the new thing going on is that the end cards that you can put into YouTube cannot link to outside links such as Patreon or your merch sites or other websites like that anymore.
I was hearing about that. Yeah.
Yeah.
It
And so that is like hurting people too. It's like people trying to link to their Patreon are being shut down as well. But it seems like the team over at Patreon is being way more proactive and understanding about it than the YouTube team. So I feel like in the not so distant future, there's going to be an even bigger shift to different, video and content sharing sites because I do know some YouTubers that they have a Patreon and part of their Patreon will be releasing videos early to their Patreon supporters.
mhm.
So I think that will become a bigger trend as well.
Yeah, I think so. I mean, uh I think there are certain people who will see like I don't think we'll ever see YouTube fall in the future. I mean, if it keeps going the way it is, I think a lot of people will leave and try to find alternative ways to post their stuff. But the problem is that there's nowhere else to put video. Vimeo, that's like the only other place I can think of to put up content like that. And so, um, I think that if people start going more behind a paywall, they actually will start losing people because a lot of people who watch these things are religiously who watch these people are people younger than us who may
Yeah.
not necessarily have jobs and things like that. Like, um, I so I don't know if I don't know. It's
But
hard to
there's
it's
even
tough to say.
YouTubers that do use streaming sites like YouNow
Mm-hmm.
in place of doing their normal sit down edited videos. They take to YouNow for like half an hour or an
Yeah.
hour or 6 hours in some people's case.
Yeah.
And they just YouNow live stream all the time and that's their content and they're getting millions of watchers still.
Oh
And that's
yeah.
like vlogging. You could totally just daily vlog on YouNow
Mm-hmm.
if you wanted to. I
Yeah.
think. I don't know. I don't have that much experience with YouNow. I do watch Peter Mon when he's live on YouNow sometimes, but not often. But he's the only drama channel that I watch. He has like 5 channels, but he's the only drama
Yeah.
channel
I think I
that.
subscribe. I definitely subscribed to Peter's drama channel, but I have not watched a single video because I only was interested in watching the content from this one person because I also watched her videos.
Who?
Um,
Who is it? Who is he talking about that you
Simply
knew?
Kenna. Simply Kenna.
Oh, you watched their videos?
Yeah, like occasionally because I liked her aesthetic, but I didn't know she was stealing shit or whatever the hell she
I
did.
figured. I wondered because then I didn't know who she was, so I put on one of her videos and I was like, I wonder if this is who Caitlin was talking about. This is very much her aesthetic.
It was, but I don't like the aesthetic of stealing. So I think I unsubscribed. Could that be the title of the video? I don't like the
Yes.
aesthetic of stealing.
Oh my God.
um,
But I like Peter's videos.
yeah, he's hilarious.
He's really, really good. And
Uh,
he doesn't edit.
yeah, he doesn't edit, and so
So
he says the same exact thing in front of every single video, and I think it's hilarious. Like, I'm YouTube famous now, and he like does the with the fan and stuff. I just think it's
with the
hilarious.
fans. Yep.
Yeah,
And he's so extra.
he is.
It's so good. It's so good. And on his YouNow streams, he's just like that too. So I feel like that's just how he is.
I believe
Like
it.
his
That is the most
personality is
genuine
just
person on
that,
YouTube is him.
and I love it.
Yeah, I
I
love it
love it
too.
so much. He knows his gig. He's sticking with it,
Yep.
and he just loves YouTube,
Yeah.
which is great. And the way because of what he's been through in his life and everything, that is like the content that I'm living for.
Mhm.
Because it's like about other YouTubers, sure, but then it has like deeper meanings to it. And I'm like, yeah, you're
Mhm.
right. And so that's like the kind of stuff that I watch now instead of like, I don't know. I was going to think of some sort of challenge video, but there's really none out right now. But like,
Yeah, that
I
kind
don't
of that's a trend that's died. No one does challenge videos anymore.
know.
That RIP
That's
challenges.
okay.
Cinnamon challenge. What other ones were there? They were so stupid, like the milk challenge or whatever. That's dangerous. The cinnamon challenge was
Yeah,
dangerous.
yeah. All of the challenges have a hint of danger to them.
Yeah, I guess
That's what makes it
that's
intriguing.
what makes them a challenge, I guess. But yeah,
But the
that trend has kind of gone down. Most people are now like
yeah.
daily vlogging or beauty or
Mhm.
lifestyle or whatever the hell. Like gaming. I would say gaming is like the biggest part, the hugest. God, I can't speak. A main part of YouTube now because now they have their own YouTube gaming section on the website. You know, that's like
Oh, do they?
specific. Yeah, I think that's specific because like you can live stream, through YouTube now, and a lot of gamers do that, like how they do with Twitch.
Oh,
So,
yeah,
yeah,
yeah. YouTube is evolving, and I feel like the older I get, like, I don't know if I'll ever stop watching YouTube entirely, but like my tastes are definitely changing. 'Cause the only two that have stayed the same, well, the only one that stayed the same is Jenna Marbles. I was gonna add in Shane Dawson, but I didn't watch him back in college because that's when he was like at the height of like his sketches and like really what he became known for, and I was not there
yeah, me
for
neither.
that. I really wasn't. But his videos now, I don't know. I find much more. I don't want to say relatable, but I do like watching him and Ryland together. That's like really cute. So like sometimes I'll watch Shane's video and then I'll go watch on his boyfriend Ryland's channel. But
Oh
he's
my
been
God, he has a
collabing
boyfriend?
with, yeah, and they're adorable.
Is he
Yeah, you should
is
look
he
into that.
bi? Is
Yeah,
he is?
yeah.
See, that's how much I'm
And
out of the Shane
but he
Dawson
still
loop
hangs
because
out with Lisa. He just did a video with Lisa and she like had come over to hang out. So he was like showing her compilations of the Shisa, Shane and Lisa videos, and they were like, "This is bad." But
that's so
because she's
funny.
also in a relationship now, I guess. I don't know, but I didn't because I didn't watch Shane during all of that, but now I do because I like his conspiracy
I was just about to say, I bet
theory
you love his
videos because
conspiracy
I just
videos.
live for that, and he makes like quote unquote creepy, scary videos with Drew and Garrett where they like go do different things, and I like the three of them together. So then that led me to watch Garrett's videos, which they cater to a younger audience, but because he's like quick-witted, for like a couple weeks, I like binged his videos, and now I'm over it. So like some stuff, well, yeah, because that's how I'm kind of feeling about like Ethan and Ela. Like I got really into them. I binged the videos that they did together, and now I'm a little over it. And I'll
Yeah.
listen to the podcast if they have like good people on,
Mm-hmm.
but I'm not like there for it. So I think that's where I'm at, where it's like my tastes right now are currently changing, so I'm trying to find what I want to watch, and it's hard because people are catering to younger audiences, and I'm not into it
Yeah.
because I'm not young, and I don't think it's funny or as funny. It's not as entertaining. So
Yeah, there are like, we need, I was gonna say an adult YouTube, but that's RedTube.
oh
Adult.
no,
No. Oh, that's just pornography. Where'd you go?
I'm turning the light on.
Oh,
My
it gets
headphones
really
are
dark in your
Bluetooth,
room.
so yeah.
Yeah, I don't know. It's like, I don't know how that can. I mean, we could
I don't
recommend each other
know if it will
YouTubers.
change because I know that even like Gemma's content lately is like way more ridiculous than when she was younger. Like I'm not saying that she's running out of content, but she's at this point she's just doing whatever the heck she wants to do. she doesn't care. And I feel like more people need to be doing that, and then I would probably watch more of them. Because
Yeah.
I feel like it's still very much like, what are the kids doing nowadays? I gotta stay fresh and
Yeah.
hip. But Jenna is like, I'm gonna watch compilations of my dogs, me annoying my dogs, and that's my video this week. I'm gonna shave my eyebrows off because I feel like it. Like, no big deal.
Yeah.
So
You also have to cater to the clickbait. I mean, God, I should
she
show.
doesn't.
Yeah. Well, yeah. I don't know. Shaving off my eyebrows is kind of a clickbaity thing because, like, even though
Yeah,
she
but like
actually did
she
it.
doesn't make. Cause who? Where did I hear? Oh, that's why. That's how I discovered the H3 podcast, is because Jenna and Julian were on
Mhm.
Ethan and Eli's podcast,
Mhm.
and they talked about the thumbnails and how Jenna doesn't do them.
Yeah.
Like, she just finds, when you upload a video to YouTube, it gives you like predetermined screenshots that you can upload as your thumbnail, and that's what Jenna uses for
Mhm.
her thumbnail. So she's like going against the grain, but in doing that, she's actually standing out more. So
Yeah.
they talked about that.
I think. A name like Jonah Marbles, a lot of people know. So at this point in the game, she can afford to do that. But on the flip side, with myself, who, I don't make YouTube videos anymore, but I kind of had to make my thumbnails and titles a little bit more enticing just so people would click on them, so
Hmm.
I would get those views and subscribers. You know what I mean? Like, she can afford
Yeah,
to, be a little more lax because she already has that audience.
because she's Jenna Marbles, and
Because
people
she's Jenna
know
Marbles, and like
because
she
she's
can
Jenna
shave off her
Marbles. Yeah.
eyebrows and still look fabulous. Like, I'm just kidding, but
Mhm.
yeah.
But like, I mean, that goes with that just goes with how YouTube is, because it seems like the different genres that you're trying to do, and all of those, like, if you want people to watch, you have to cater to the crowd,
Mhm.
kind of. If Unless you're like huge. So even when I make my videos on BookTube, like, there's always this huge debate in BookTube that like the only people who get views on their actual book reviews, which you would think would be a staple in BookTube, are like the big name booktubers, if you can even say big name booktubers. But like anyone else, like, I maybe get 20 to 30 views if I leave my review up for over 2 weeks without like uploading another video. But in other types of videos like book hauls, or when you talk about what books you read that month and stuff like that, like, those ones tend to get more views, I think, because you're reaching a wider audience.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
So
Yep.
yeah, YouTube is a really interesting thing.
Yeah, I know. Can we write a textbook? I'm really surprised that there isn't some sort of like YouTube theory, just because it probably is changing so much. Like, there needs to be some sort of like, I don't know, because like that's all really interesting. It's all social
MatPat
media,
has
it's all
done
marketing and
videos.
stuff, and like you have to market yourself as.
MatPat has done videos on YouTube.
But
He's done
that's
YouTube
just
series.
a theory. A
Okay.
YouTube theory.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's what he said at
Mhm.
the end of it.
Yeah.
So yeah, there's definitely some theory. So yeah,
Yeah.
I don't know. It's all the Illuminati.
Basically, it's all come down to that, people. We don't need to say anything more. I think we can wrap up this show and call it good.
I think so too.
It's all the Illuminati. That's all you have to.
Yep.
We're all just
Case closed.
we're all just husks of people trying to fill ourselves with good clickbaity content. And there, and
Yeah.
that's what it is. Well, yeah. Thanks for talking with me this week, Becca. I enjoyed
Yeah.
talking about this really interesting subject with you, which we literally decided like this morning to talk about. So I'm glad that you wrote that down on our list. It's really
I've
interesting.
been wanting to talk about it because I watched this, I don't know, I discovered this other YouTuber because she collabed with chain. And then I'm like, how did I get to this point? Because I never would have watched like this content even a year ago.
Yeah.
So
It's forever changing. We're always growing. So stay strong, make mistakes, get messy.
do good.
Do good. I don't know.
That's what makes
I'm trying to think of more ridiculous things to say, but also end up with the Illuminati at the end. Praise our Lord, Kanye West. I'm just kidding. I'm kidding. Isn't he the leader of the Illuminati? Who's the leader of the Illuminati?
Beyonce.
Oh, is it Beyonce? Oh, I'm so
You
I'm
didn't
sorry.
know that?
Oh, well, everyone is part of the Illuminati
just wait
now.
until our
If you're not part of the
conspiracy
Illuminati,
cast,
you're the
because
loser.
I am so there for our conspiracy cast. I've got some good ones.
Okay, we'll talk about the Illuminati more in our conspiracy cast, which I think we should.
Okay.
I mean, October is literally tomorrow, so we definitely should do a spooky conspiracy.
Yeah,
cast.
I think this whole month we're probably gonna do like spooky things.
Oh yeah, definitely for the month of October. That'll be like 4 episodes or 3 episodes.
Yeah.
They should all be spooky related, definitely, for sure. So we'll plan out some spooky topics.
Okay.
But anyway, thanks for joining us, everyone, on this episode of the Pen Friends podcast. And I don't know how to outro. So, Becca, anything else you want to say?
No, just thank you guys for watching, and
listening.
We look forward to talking to you guys next time.
Yeah, totally. Okay. We'll see you guys next week. Bye.